If there is one thing you don't want users to feel, that's overwhelm. Think about your computer. If it has 20 tabs open and programs that require a lot of processing power, like Figma, like After Effects, like VS Code, that can make the computer slow down and even crash. Our brains work the exact same way. When an interface is cluttered, confusing, it's asking for too many things, users get stuck, frustrated. This is called cognitive load. And in this video, I'll not only show you what it is, but how we can reduce it from our designs. And two books that I like going back to whenever I feel that I need to add more clarity to my designs. According to the Interaction Design Foundation, cognitive load is the amount of effort that is required while reasoning and thinking. Basically, every mental process, whether it's remembering something, making a decision, finding where to click, takes energy. And when we ask too much from users at the same time, they get frustrated, they get lost, and they may even abandon the experience altogether. They're like, I don't understand what's going on here. I'm out. So, as designers, our job is to understand the human cognitive limitations and make sure that we design to provide pleasant experiences that are asking for the right amount of things at the right time. So, when you think of cognitive load, there are basically three types that we can be talking about. The first one is intrinsic. So that's the natural effort that it's going to require for someone to do something. We can't remove that one, but we can guide users through it. One example of that is Duolingo, through bite-sized lessons, through gamifications, and visual clues. All of that is going to make that mental effort that the user has to do more digestible. The second type of cognitive load is the disruptive cognitive load. This is the unnecessary mental effort and where us as designers should focus our attention so we don't make any mistakes there. They can be things like cluttered interfaces, confusing layouts, and unfamiliar patterns. And the third type of cognitive load is the constructive cognitive load. This is the mental work that actually allows users to learn something. One example that comes to my mind when I think of constructive cognitive load is Notion. Notion allows deep customization. You can build up systems that are very complex. So what happens is that for a new user, if they try tapping into those high-level systems at first, they would be overwhelmed, frustrated, and they would give up on the application completely. What they try to do to balance that out is having a clean design, a clear structure, and they also have a pretty solid onboarding experience. So basically, the users are going to level up their knowledge about the application as they explore new functionalities. So our goal as designers is to minimize the disruptive cognitive load, eliminating unnecessary friction that slows down users, while being mindful of the constructive cognitive load, ensuring that the effort the users put is meaningful and helps them achieve their goals efficiently in the platform that they're interacting with. So how can we reduce cognitive load when designing? For that, I'll share 5 tips with you. The first one is avoid visual clutter. More isn't necessarily better, so make sure to consider the white space, the breathing room in your designs, padding, gaps, and truly remove anything that is not adding value. Each thing in the interface should serve a purpose, and you should be very careful of not adding things just to add things because they look good, but also making them useful for users. The second thing is make one request at a time. So instead of overwhelming users with too many options or steps, break things down into digestible chunks. The third tip is build on existing mental models. If users already know how something works, don't reinvent the wheel. Stick with existing patterns unless you have a very good reason not to. Tip number 4, minimize required memory. Users shouldn't have to remember where things are across multiple screens. Keep relevant information available when they need it, and also keep things consistent. So use the same icons for the same actions. Have a constant placement of elements. And tip number 5, prioritize key actions. Remember that if everything looks important, nothing is important. Guides users to what actually matters. So now that you know what cognitive load is, the types of cognitive load, how you can avoid it, I have some book recommendations to share with you. The first book is Don't Make Me Think. This is actually a quite old book focused on web design, but it really talks about the most essential things and how you can make things very intuitive for the users. And I find that the lessons from this book, they're timeless. You can still learn and apply them today. One of my favorite takeaways is actually an exercise where the author proposed that you write things down, things you're going to have like in your website or interface, you cut it by half. And then once you've done that, you go ahead and you do it again. It's truly about thinking that less is more and how you can really distill what's most important for the user. Again, we're not removing necessary information, but we are really thinking that every word there serves a purpose, every component there in the page serves a purpose. And the second book is The Laws of Simplicity. This book is all about reducing complexity in products. One of my favorite quotes from this book is, "Simplicity is about subtracting the obvious and adding the meaningful." The links to both books are in the description. And there you have it. Remember that not all cognitive load is bad. It's about focusing on what's necessary in that particular moment for the users. So always ask yourself, where does the user need at this particular stage? Up next, YouTube thinks you're gonna like this video here. So I'll see you there. Thanks for watching and happy designing.